Okay, apparently we are live. Are you there? Am I? Okay, I've opened the chat. Sorry, it's like I have never done this, even though I've only done it once. I'm doing it from my computer, so it's not gonna be the best. Are these all from today? Get ready. Hi, hello. Drum roll. I know, it wasn't a very exciting start, was it? But you're all here. Hello. Okay, so let's make a vegan cult like freely. Queen of manifestation. Okay, well, we are here. I'm doing this through Google Hangouts because it was a little bit easier, and I didn't have a vlog to post today because I basically didn't feel like shooting anything on the weekend. I wanted to enjoy my weekend because I've been so busy. And I thought, you know what? It's pretty easy to just like go live, and I can do a live vlog from my office. So here we are, people. And I just want to get this so I can see what's happening because I have the chat window. So just 1 second. So you guys are staying up. It's nighttime. Hello. Norway is here. Who else was here? Ottawa was here. California, Chile, Sweden, London, El Paso, Texas, Atlanta, New York, South America, Germany, Denmark, Chile, Lincoln, Sweden. Hello, Iceland. Oh my God. This is so cool. You've been here for a while, but it's 5 o'clock. It's 4:57 where I am. Okay, trying to keep up here. Massachusetts says not that interesting. Sure it is. Why not? New Zealand, Florida, Ireland, Portugal, Alabama, Turkey, Rhode Island. Oh my God. Virginia, New York, Serbia, Turkey, St. John's, Newfoundland, Argentina, Russia, South Dakota. Oh my God. You guys are amazing. Well, thanks for being here to watch this live stream. Right now there's 275 viewers. Isn't that pretty cool? Basically, I mean, I didn't really have anything planned other than I wanted to update you of what was going on in my life. And if you had questions, you could ask questions. And basically, I haven't been on my regular vlogging schedule of Monday, Wednesday, Friday because I keep missing Mondays. So I'm wondering if I should just go live every Monday because it's way easier. Where's John at work? John is at work. John works full-time on his own business called the Farmhouse Creative Labs. And right now he's working as the audio, what would it be called? The like head of audio on this show called The Next Step. And so he's there all day into the evening. And so this is just me going live, seeing what happens. I did not have a plan. This was not going to be like a mukbang or anything. It was just going to be Lauren in real life, a live vlog. Except because I'm trapped to my desktop computer to do this, which I have to be because that's the only way I can use Hangouts. Unfortunately, you can't use Hangouts on your phone to do this. That might be something YouTube needs to fix. My chair is squeaky as well. I'm stuck to this computer. So if you want me to do something, I have to do it in this room right here. I can't move the computer around. What do they do at John's company? John's company is called the Farmhouse Creative Labs. I'll type it in here. The Farmhouse Creative Labs. And it's basically an audio production studio. So it's post-production audio, like sound effects and mixing films and television shows. And also, like if you were on a show, John like holds the boom or he like labs people up and puts microphones on them and like makes sure the sound is all good while they're shooting the TV show. So he mostly works in reality television. Okay, whoa. I'm like way behind on this chat. I'm the only reason Chelsea bought Mary's crackers. It was a great choice, isn't it? I don't have much furniture because I've moved into my house in March and pretty much working nonstop, so we really have not furnished this office. I just have this bookshelf. I have another bookshelf like this right beside me over here, and nothing else. Snickles is right over here, but he's cleaning his butt, so I'll have to bring him over in a second. He's actually cleaning his butt, I'm not just saying that. What else? Kala. Yes, she noticed my Iceland comment. Where's Snickle? Does it bother you? Oh, guys, you're getting into the vegan questions here. Okay. Hang on. Am I planning on getting more tattoos? Says Amelie. No, my plan is to get no more tattoos. Because I'm over it now, I guess. What do you do for your iron? Because my hair was falling out and I have no medical for iron. Oh, iron supplement? I don't really take that many. I don't take iron supplements. I take B12 supplements and I take sometimes a DHA omega type supplement. I'm not going to the Toronto Vegan Beer Festival because on August 13th, I will be hosting YouTube Fan Fest here in Toronto at Molson Amphitheater, starring Lily Singh and Lore DIY and ASAP Science and Korean Effects and a whole lineup of people. So go check out YouTubeFanFest.com for tickets. And if you want to come, I'm hosting the show. It's crazy. It's the same day as the vegan festival here in Toronto, so I can't go to it. Would I ever consider moving to America? Asked Taylor. I've considered it, and I could do my job from anywhere in the world, which is amazing, but I don't know if I want to move to the US. There's a lot of reasons why the US is appealing, and there's a lot of reasons why the US isn't appealing. And I get scared about like medical and who the president's going to be. So right now, based on the way things are going, I'm going to wait to answer your question until after November. Also, as much as I would love to live in California because I'm drawn to the ocean and I love the West Coast and all that stuff, I'm afraid, which I think I've told you guys this before, I'm afraid of the tsunami earthquake coming and destroying all of California. So I don't think I'd want to live there. And if I did live there, I would want to have a lot of money so that I could afford proper health care and all that kind of stuff. Because you guys got it hard in the US, I gotta say. I'm trying to scroll through and be like, see what stands out to me. Oh my God. Can you say hi, Denver Hardin? Hi. Do I like Donald Trump? No, I don't like Donald Trump. Wouldn't it be obvious? Who's my favorite YouTuber? I'm in your top 5, says Ashley. Thank you. Ooh, how do I turn off those notifications dinging? Damn it. What was the question? Oh yeah, my favorite YouTuber. I don't know. There really is nobody on YouTube that I watch all the time, but if you watch my VidCon vlog, I really do like Dame from Dame Drops, and I watch him if I like stumble across a video and I want to like laugh. Oh yeah, I like Laura Miller. I like Raw Vegan Not Gross. I really like, I actually do really like Jenna and Julian, but I don't watch their videos a lot. They post a lot. When I have time, I like click and I see, like I watch like a Julian vlog, or I listen to I've been listening to their podcast mainly because of you guys. I didn't know they did a podcast until someone said they talked about us before. So their podcast is fun to listen to and I like listening to that. But I don't watch a lot of YouTube. I know I say that and some people think I'm a snot for saying that, but I literally do not have time to watch YouTube. So yeah. I'm sorry that there's so many questions. I won't get to all of them, but I'll try to get as many as I can here. What else? Oh, well, here's something. I just wanted to not to make it all about me because I want to answer your questions. But basically, I was going to do a vlog and just shoot me giving you an update, but I thought I'd rather just go live. So here's a little update, and I guess only whoever's here is going to find out about this. But basically, since I've been back from VidCon, things are going. That sounds like farts, but it's my chair. Basically, since I've come back from VidCon, I first I was in a little bit of a funk because I hadn't worked in my normal setting for 3 weeks. So it took me a little bit of adjusting to get used to it and get, I guess, re-motivated. And then I had to follow up on an email and try to arrange a meeting with a publisher for a book. So I had a meeting with a publisher for a book, a very big publisher here in Canada, and started to discuss the idea of making a cookbook. And long story short, I've been skeptical of doing a cookbook for a while, but in meeting with this person and talking about different things, basically I've decided I should make a book. And even though, okay, so basically when I say this out loud, I basically have to do it now because I'm very scared to make a book. That's the honest to God truth. I'm afraid of how much work it's going to be. I'm afraid of it being a flop, even though I can't manifest that. I'm afraid no one will want the book. I'm afraid of making a boring cookbook. And so I'm going to make a cookbook, but it probably won't come out until 2018. Because starting on it now and actually having this conversation and then like putting together the pitch and the proposal means 15 months from the time we negotiate that contract, the book will come out. And so the aim would be for fall 2018. And so it seems crazy that I have to start thinking and planning about that now, but I do. So that's what I've been thinking about and pondering about and stressing about. And I'm telling you first that I am going to work on a cookbook. It's just going to take a while for it to come out, but we're going to work on it. And at the same time, we will also have to keep up with YouTube, which is partly why it freaks me out to take on all this stuff. But that's in the books now, and I said it out loud. So, yay! Well, that's nice. Petra said, you can't make a boring cookbook. Did you see your videos? Thank you, Petra. I just really, when I have to do something, and you guys probably think I'm all cool and calm and manifesty, collected and all that stuff, but I actually, sometimes part of my process is to like lose my shit about something in order for it to turn out good. So I have to have like a complete panic attack about something for me to like see the light and then actually focus and do something. I never screw up. I always do a good job with whatever I'm doing, but I will overwhelm myself, right? So that's what I'm afraid of happening, but I know that I just gotta like hunker down and like focus and like work on this thing and actually do it. So that's it. That's all my news, really. There's nothing else. Everything's good. Everything's gravy. And I'm so happy that there are so many people that actually care about what I'm doing and care about what John and I are doing with Hot for Food. So I'm doing the book basically because of you guys, because whatever, we want to be out there. We want to give you what you want. And there's been enough feedback about people feeling like they want a book, and I feel like I got to deliver on that. And also, I'm kind of into the challenge of challenging myself to do this because I'm going to do all the work. I'm going to write it. I'm going to do the photos. I'm going to whatever. So yeah, someone said, damn, 2 years for a book. I mean, yes, like from right now, because what is it? It's end of July 2016. It won't come out until like September 2018. It's pretty crazy. Okay. Sorry, I'm just catching up here on the questions. Yay. Okay, well, everyone's pretty excited. Everyone's asking me about motivation and productive. Brenda said, you might remember me from the Thoughts on the World question. Oh, that was you? I'm sorry I didn't give you credit, but I couldn't find or remember who asked that question. What are your tips to be more productive, she asks. Tips to being more productive. Well, this might sound counterproductive, but it's not. But basically, we could get really caught up in this idea of doing more all the time. Like, I gotta do this, and I gotta do that, and I get very overwhelmed by that. When really what you realize is if you actually just stop putting the pressure on yourself about having, oh, I should be doing all these things, and you just sort of allow a flow to happen, and anyways, basically stop worrying about what you're not doing or how much more you should be doing, whatever, and you actually become more productive, because what you'll be able to do is focus on certain tasks at a time, or focusing on a project and seeing it through to the end without worrying about all the other things that you need to do, right? Like, I feel like I have so much to do, and I do get very overwhelmed a lot of the time, not like, quite honestly, and I find like in order to be more productive, you gotta like ease back. So for instance, today, I actually haven't done a lot the way I normally, like I wasn't sitting in front of my computer all day. I went out with my friend and walked her dog with her, and we walked to the water, and I was out for like almost 2 hours this morning, had a coffee. Like, I didn't do any work this morning. Then I had a phone call at 1 o'clock. Still didn't really do any emails or do anything. Then I decided I was gonna do a live stream, so I promoted that. Then I went and had a meeting with somebody at a coffee shop. So I haven't actually been in front of my computer with my like to-do list, but I feel like I needed that break or that like pause so that I could come back here now, or well, after I've done this live stream and tomorrow for the rest of the week. I needed to almost like recharge in order to be more productive instead of going on. You can get really addicted to just like staying on the computer and like staying up really late and working and like doing. But what I'm trying to realize more now is that it's less about doing and more about being. So who do you want to be, and what kind of vibe do you want to have and be? And that helps you envision getting shit done as opposed to focusing on the actual doing, right? Okay, hope that answered your question. Why is everybody asking about marriage and kids? It's pissing me off. Who just said that? I just lost the comment. Well, I've already talked about what I think about marriage and kids. My mind has not changed. I suppose you're all asking me about marriage and kids because you like John and I so much, so that's nice. But it's certainly not something I'm planning on doing either of for the time being. And kids really don't seem like something I'm going to do ever. But again, I'm open to the maybe of like, maybe I'll change my mind, even though I don't think I will. How's this stream anyways? Is it like delayed or is it okay? I don't know. Okay. Sorry. Megan said I would totally make your recipes and get your book. Hi, Megan. Everyone's asking me to do a mukbang with Mommy Tang. Where does Mommy Tang live? Did someone say she's from Canada? No, she's not. She's from Los Angeles, isn't she? I don't know. I guess we'll see. More videos from the meditation room. Absolutely. As soon as I get it a little more cozy with some cushions, I'll do that. Guys, don't ask her things she's already answered before. It's true. I mean, on my channel in #Ask Lauren's playlist, I talked about myself in the third person. There are lots of things, and I think if you search, like, I have a video about my tattoos, and if you search tattoos, that video will come up in a very old Ask Lauren. So check that out if you're curious about my tattoos and stuff like that. Did I play Pokemon Go? Well, I was gonna do Lauren Tries Pokemon Go. I was gonna shoot it on the weekend with John, but we ran out of time. And now that it's in Canada, which they just announced today, I'm kind of like, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal anymore. Like, it would have been cool if I like hacked it and like got it from the US and added it to my phone or whatever you were supposed to do. But now it's just available to everybody, and everyone's gonna do a Pokemon Go video. So I feel like I don't wanna do it anymore. I'm just reading more. Lauren, come back to Vancouver when Virtuous Pie opens. Yes, Virtuous Pie is delicious. They were at the Vegan Beer Festival in Portland, and they were amazing. And I do plan on going back to Vancouver sometime in the fall, so perhaps I will arrange a meetup at Virtuous Pie. That's a very good idea. I'm actually just emailing somebody right now about doing something in Vancouver, so I will be coming back at some time very soon. Do you know the band Said the Whale? Yes, I do, and my ex-boyfriend's cousin is in the band. Any advice? Oh, Laura Murphy. Any advice on living with someone for the first time? How do you maintain your own space when you're around someone all the time? Yeah, man, it's hard. I've always lived with my boyfriends, and I like it. And I'm still working on my issues, which is like getting annoyed that things aren't in their place and whatever, but you gotta let that shit go. It's not that important. But yeah, you do also need to make sure that once you're living with someone and you're spending all your time with someone, that you also schedule time apart, like to be with your friends, each other's respective friends and whatever, doing your own activities, so that you're not just like completely like attached at the hip. Unless, you know, there are couples that do that and that works for them. But like certainly, I know I love spending time with John, but like we definitely, and actually we've never spent time together unless we're working, so that's our problem. Like we need to actually make time to hang out properly together. That isn't working, but it's not a problem. That's just like what's going on. And so I feel like you got to figure out what works for you. You definitely have to adjust to each other's like living habits. Like if someone's super messy or whatever, you got to like, basically the whole point of what I'm trying to say is have open communication, because the more you like don't express things or say what might be bothering you in a very nice way, you got to like talk about it all. Otherwise it just harbors a resentment toward each other while you're living in this space together, and that's not good. Lule said, where do you see yourself in 5 years in your YouTube career? Would love for you to release a cookbook. Well, Lule, you may have just joined us, but I just announced that I am going to be working on a cookbook, but that it probably won't come out until 2018. So I'm just starting those conversations right now and putting out the initial pitch and plan for what that book will be with a publisher. And I announced it here, and I said it out loud with you guys mainly to hold myself accountable and not chicken out and not do it. Which was better, Vegan Beer Fest Portland or Vegan Beer Fest Los Angeles? I'm gonna go with Portland because the weather was amazing and it wasn't sweltering hot. And Portland is awesome as a city, and I wish we could have stayed there longer. What's going on? How come she's reading old comments? What do you mean old comments? I'm reading new comments. I'm trying to just answer people's questions. Hello, Camille Hoover. She put an alien emoji so I would notice. Someone's asking me to do a zucchini noodle recipe. Nope, I will not do that. Sorry. There's 1,000 zucchini noodle recipes out there. And as you know, hopefully I don't like zucchini noodles. Actually, I did do a spiralizer thing, which is part of a much better recipe than just zoodles, in an upcoming video on Hot for Food, because I have a spiralizer, a really good one that someone sent me, and I haven't used it yet, and I use it, and it is amazing. So I started spiralizing some things, but again, they're like additions to like other dishes, not like the base of the dish. Pokemon Go is like mind control and tracking. Yeah, you're probably right. Hey, Mary Grace Borges, hello. Is that like Miss Mary that talks to me on YouTube? I will show Snickles momentarily. Oh, someone's being gross. Sorry, trying to read some questions. Please notice me, Lean Barancy. I noticed you. Share a good vegan ice cream recipe on Hot for Food. Well, yeah, I don't have an ice cream maker. I don't know if you need to have an ice cream maker, but you do need to keep the ice cream stirring and moving so it doesn't just freeze into a hard block. So I haven't figured out quite how to do that yet, like a non-ice cream maker ice cream that isn't banana ice cream. And also, I will tell you this. People do not watch our dessert videos as much as they watch our savory videos. And that's not to say I'll never do a dessert video, because I still will do sweet things. But I don't know why, but desserts don't do as well for us. And so I'm not going to focus in on doing a lot of sweet stuff since nobody seems to care. They literally get like a quarter of the amount of views as the rest of them do. I am a Scorpio, and yes, I believe in astrology. And somebody on my YouTube channel recently told me about something called human design system, and I find it super fascinating, and I've been debating if I should contact this astrologer guy that someone told me about to get like a human design system reading, because they can read my human design and John's human design and then talk about how like we communicate with each other, and almost like therapy. And I kind of want to do that, but it's like spiritual therapy. What do I think of super meat? I talked about this in an Ask Lauren about super meat. And I don't know, like, I don't know enough about it, but I assume they're taking cells of animals and the animals aren't getting harmed by creating super meat. So perhaps it's a good option for people who still want to eat meat. However, I think I said in this video that I wouldn't eat it because meat grown in a lab doesn't seem, I don't know, safe maybe, or like whatever. And I don't actually want to eat actual animal flesh. That's not to say I don't like the taste or the texture of meat, because I do, and I used to eat meat, but I don't want to eat animals. So that is why I eat vegan chicken and stuff that other vegans think is stupid to eat, but I like eating it. Will I make more videos on spirituality and meditation from Jessica? Yes, I shall, when I have more to share and say on that, or if you guys have interesting questions. I've done a lot of like how I got into meditation, sort of like what I do to meditate. You guys better watch my recommended playlist on my channel, because I have a lot of like Abraham Hicks links there and other meditation and spiritual, like there's a couple of Oprah interviews. This Oprah interview with Alanis Morissette I find very inspiring, so that's on there. Anything that I like, a lot of it is spiritually connected. I put it on that recommended playlist, so make sure you're always checking it because I update it. Who's Emerson Cooks? Sweet, thanks Emerson Cooks. Oh my God, I love Emerson Cooks. I don't even know your real name, Emerson Cooks. There you are, but you guys are awesome, and thanks for talking to us on Instagram. I don't know your real name, so if you want to write them, hopefully I'll see them here. Sorry. Do I like Ellie Goulding? Yeah, I mean, I don't not like Ellie Goulding. I interviewed Ellie Goulding once, and she was cool, and I think I tried to get her to talk about Niles from One Direction, and she like wouldn't talk about it. She got really weird. So yeah, I mean, I don't really know much about her. I don't really like her music that much. Like I don't really want to listen to it on my spare time. But she seems cool. She's got a hot body. She's really pretty. She's like part-time vegan, I think. I don't think she's full-time vegan. And it's cool that Nom Yourself cooks for her. That's cool. And yes, I like Nom Yourself, if that was going to be the next question. Okay. Oh my God, this chat is fast. You got that right. I can't even keep up. Will you ever do a meetup in Detroit, Michigan? Well, Denver, I don't know if there's enough people that care about me other than you in Detroit, Michigan. I'll probably go back again, because if you saw my Adventures in Detroit vlog, people got mad at me because they thought I was like disparaging Detroit, which I was not. I think it's a very cool city, but nothing was open when I was there. So I'd like to go back with John, because he knows Detroit very well, because he lived in Windsor growing up. So he's going to take me back, and we're going to go to some other vegan restaurants. When, I have no idea, but it seems like a very cool city, and I was not making it look bad, and that was not my intention. Have I ever interviewed Taylor Swift? Said Avis. Yes, I have, on Much Music, where I used to work. And I've interviewed Kanye West. Somebody said Kanye West or Taylor Swift. Now I would pick Taylor Swift, but before I would have picked Kanye West. He's just annoying me now. Are I ever coming to Switzerland? Well, funny enough, Laura, I talked to one of my best friends who lives in Switzerland today, and she moved there a couple years ago, and I do need to go there. I don't know when I'm going to go, but I would really love to go, and I do need to go, especially since she lives there and I could stay with her. So that is on my plan of things to do that aren't work-related. When am I coming to London, UK? I don't know, man. I went to London in February of 2013, right before I met John, and it was so fun. And I went to the Brit Awards and interviewed people on the red carpet, and I stayed there for like a week, and it was so much fun. I love London, and I really want to go back with John. Next holiday destination, said Justin3. You are awesome. You are awesome. John and I are trying to figure out where we want to go over Christmas because we're definitely going to take a trip for a very long time over Christmas, somewhere warm so that we're not here in the Canadian winter. And we're deciding on if we should go somewhere in Asia, like Thailand or Cambodia or Bali or I don't know, somewhere like that. Or do we just go to like South America, or do we go to like some weird small island? Like our friend was telling us about the Mauritius. We might go to Mauritius because our friend's from there and she was telling us about it. So we haven't decided yet. It's really hard for us to plan trips because of John's job, but we definitely want to go away over Christmas because we don't really want to be around our families. Going away for Christmas is the best thing to not participate in what Christmas is, and we like that. So, you know, not anti-Christmas. I just don't like the whole like, gotta go here, gotta go here, gotta go see this family over here, and then this family over here, and it's like so busy and exhausting. And like, I just want to like go to a beach and sit on my ass and eat coconuts and whatever. Sorry, I'm missing everybody. I can't believe how many people are watching from all over the world. It's flippin' nuts. Jaden celebrating an 8-month vegan birthday. Good for you. Woo woo. Everyone's asking me if I know Kalel. Okay, my last What I Ate in a Day, and I was talking about that article that interviewed me on the New York Magazine thing about what I ate in a day, the phenomenon of what I ate in a day, and then they mentioned Kalel, and then I said, I thought they interviewed her as well as me, but they didn't. They were just referring to her. And so I don't even know if I'm saying her name right when I say Kalel. So I was nervous to say her name, but anyways. I've watched a couple of her videos. I haven't really watched a lot of them. So maybe I will check those out. Say, hey Allah. Hello, everybody in Swedish. Did I say it right? Ooh. Have you ever met Vegan Gaines? No, but when I went to Doomie's for that media night, he was there and I didn't know because I'd never seen him in my life and I didn't know what he looked like. And then everyone told me after that he was there and then we just never met. What's Snickles up to? Okay, well, he's kind of sleeping, so I'll just bring him over for a second. Oh yeah, go to the Galapagos Islands. Oh my God, that's a really good idea because I forgot and I really want to go to the Galapagos Islands. So that's a really good idea that I'm going to pitch to John when he gets home and see what he thinks. Also, I really want to go to Peru because Peru might be gone after a while. There's this list of places you should go in the next 10 years and Peru is one of those places, and Machu Picchu and all that, they say might not, they're like going to close off Machu Picchu to tourism because of the way the environment is or something. And so I also need to go there before it's gone. What else? Say hello, Benjamin, please. Hello, Benjamin, please. Thoughts on the Hunger Games? I'm obsessed. Awkwardly awesome. Well, I've watched all the Hunger Games. I also interviewed some of the cast once. They're nice. I liked the first one the best, and then it got a bit boring after a while, especially the last two-parter thing. That did not need to be 2 parts, okay? That should have just been one movie. But they are pretty interesting, and I like Woody Harrelson. Will I ever do any vegan activism on my channel, asks the Broccoli Offensive. Well, the Broccoli Offensive. You can see I'm getting defensive by crossing my arms. I'm just kidding. I already think I do vegan activism. Maybe not in the way that you think I should do it or in the way other people do it, but I think that I am a vegan activist in my own way. So because I'm helping people go vegan and that's all that matters. So I already am, to answer your question. Will I do more like informational things? No, that's not what I want to do, and that's not the point of my channel. So I like what I'm doing now. And if people don't like it, well, they can go watch some other people because other people do that stuff. I already said I don't like Donald Trump, And other than that, what are my thoughts on Hillary Clinton, Christy Wellen? Okay, I am not about to have a political debate here because I'm not educated enough to speak to all of the points and all of the things. But if I had the choice to vote Hillary or Donald, I would vote Hillary. Is that the choices? Did she announce her running mate? The only way I know anything about what's going on in American politics right now is by watching Chelsea. She literally talks about it on every show, and that's the only reason I know anything that's going on. And she's a real Trump basher, and I don't mind that because he does seem like a huge asshole. And if he becomes the president, well, I don't want to say the world's going to shit because it'll work itself out, but that will be crazy. And it will literally be like a living movie. Like, what the fuck is going on if he becomes president? Okay, but the world is crazy right now, and that's all I need to say. We all know how insane everything is that's going on right now, right? So that's all I want to talk about that. What's the weirdest thing you believe in? That's a good question from Jacqueline. What's the weirdest thing I believe in? Well, I don't know. I believe in the law of attraction. I believe in spirits. I believe in ghosts. I believe in aliens. I believe in, I already said all this in my alien video, other dimensions. Are those weird things? I can't think of anything else that would be weird. Stopping by to say hi. Love your channel. Goddess Mecca King. Hey, thank you. Kim Kote, what up? Thank you. Who's Supreme Banana? I don't know who that is. Do I need to Google it? Have you met Supreme Banana? That sounds like that friggin' Supreme Master. Do you guys know who Supreme Master is? Just Google it. Left early for work for this. Hey, Jackie. Oh yeah, she posted a photo of something you made on her food recently. I like your photos. Did you see a ghost once? Yes, I've seen a ghost. Well, okay, no. I haven't seen, like, it's not like I'm sitting here right now and I see a ghost beside me. But, like, I alluded to this in my alien video where I said I have had, like, what I guess are lucid dream episodes where, like, you feel like what's happening is actually real. And it for sure is real, even though you're, like, in this weird dream state. And I feel like it's like you're just in that weird dimension where, like, you can read and feel energy. So it's happened a few times, like a handful of times in my whole life. Once my grandma was there over my bed talking and mumbling, and I couldn't understand what she was saying. And it was, like, scary, even though it was my grandma. She was trying to give me a message, but I was too young at the time to know what messages from spirit meant, so I wasn't paying attention, and I was just freaked out. Whereas if that happened now, I would probably actually converse and try to understand her. And then once I was, actually right before when I met John, all these weird things were happening, like weird psychic things and weird premonitions and weird lucid dream things were happening while we were on the Much BJ search. I was on this trip, this road trip, which is how I met John, because he was the audio guy while we were shooting the Much BJ search. And we were on a bus and we were going from city to city across Canada. And in Calgary, I was in a hotel room and I had this really strange episode in the room where I thought there was, like, these little green flashy lights, like, all around my bed and under my sheets. And I shook the sheets and then they would, like, go and hide and come back. And then it was really weird. And yes, I thought it was static, but it was not static. And I was feeling paralyzed, like, in my bed, like I couldn't scream or move. And I couldn't tell what was actually physically happening and what was happening in, like, a dream. Yeah, sleep paralysis, sort of. And then what ended up happening is I was sleeping on my side and I opened my eyes, which again was probably in the sleep paralysis, didn't really open my eyes. And there beside me was this girl, one of the contestants from the search, all hazy like a ghost, like her energy or her spirit was there. And she was crying and all upset. And then from behind her back, this little girl popped up wearing a sailor outfit and had black hair with bangs and a black bob and looked super freaky and pale, and popped up beside her and she goes, "You're not my sister," or something like this. And I was like, ah, and I started, like, screaming and flailing the pillow to get them to go away. And then what's even weirder is that next day, I eliminated that chick from the contest. So she was probably, it was like a weird premonition. I had to eliminate her. We didn't know we were going to eliminate this girl from the show. And I had a dream where she was all upset in my bed the night before, freaking weird. Anyways, it was one of those weird sleep paralysis things, totally like weird spirits in the room. I don't know why or what was going on, but it was really weird. Okay. Are we living in a computer simulation? Are you asking me if that's what I think is happening? Maybe. I mean, maybe we're the Pokemon Go for the aliens. Like, like why not? Like maybe they're just watching us and like making us do things that we don't even know why we're doing these things. Everyone's asking me what I think of pescatarians. So pescatarians are people who eat fish, but they're like, I'm vegan, but I also eat fish. Well, you're not vegan, so you're a pescatarian. Whatever, like, again, if you want to eat fish, be my guest. But if you only knew how bad it was to eat fish, and there's literally no fish left. So, you know, I'm not going to yell at somebody like that. If they say they eat fish, I'm just going to listen to what they say about why they eat fish and why they think they need to eat fish and how good it makes them feel and da-da-da. And in my head, I'm going, you're eating a bunch of mercury and you're depleting the ocean. And if you're eating farmed fish, well, you're probably eating a bunch of dyes. And, you know, but I don't care. Do what you want. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What time is it? It's 5:37 p.m. where I am. Oh, people want to see Snickle so they can leave. Okay. How do I become a boss, assume bitch, and do a pull-up? Snickle. Uh-oh. Snickle. Gotta come upstairs. Where are you going? What are you doing, you weirdo? He's running away from me, guys. He doesn't want to be on the live stream. Snickle, everyone wants to see you. You're silly. You're silly. Oh, there's Snickle, everybody. Yay! Okay. Say hello. Snickles is 13 years old. Aren't you? Oh my God, I hate cats. Sorry, Zachary, but everyone loves Snickles. He's not heavy. He drools a lot though. Don't you? Don't you? Yes, you do. He is so fluffy. I do want another cat, kind of, but like, I don't want him to compete with Snickles, and I don't want to have to clean more litter boxes. And I love dogs, but I just don't want to get a dog because he's really fidgety. You don't like it up here. Okay, say goodbye. What was I saying? Oh yeah, and so I don't want to get a dog because I'm just like not around. And well, I work from here, but then we can't travel. And then like, it's just not fair, I don't think, to have a dog when you can't like dedicate enough time to it. It's a lot of work. I like having a dog, I think, is like having a child, and like, I'm just not ready for that. Ugh, so much hair. Thanks for following Snickles on Instagram. It's at Snickle Says. Snickle Says on Instagram and Twitter. Okay, so do I like pizza or tacos more? I think I like tacos more. That's a hard one. You can get the kitty toilet trainer for cats. I don't think he would use it, to be honest. Oh my God, I'm missing so many comments. Sorry, guys. I can't answer them all, but I'm trying. Please come to Ireland. Aren't Jedward from Ireland? I'm like sort of friends with them. Like if I came to Ireland, they'd probably like hook me up, maybe. But I don't think Ireland's on the, no offense to Ireland, but it's just not on the top of my list of places to go. But I definitely want to go everywhere. I hope that I have enough time and I make enough time in my life to go to all the places. I want to see the whole world before I'm like too old. And I don't think that that's anytime soon. Thank you, Dominica. Do you even vape? No, I don't. I have, but I don't. Did I end up finishing the LA VidCon notebook? No, I didn't add anything. I made notes in it while I was at VidCon, but I didn't like add more scrapbooky things to it. Sorry, Amy. Amy Tangerine. Oh, Hey Catter says, what do you think happens after death? Well, I would like to think that it just becomes so clear and easy. Like, I do believe in reincarnation. But I'd like to think that when you die, there's this moment of like, maybe you don't get an explanation, but I think like in the dying and in the finishing of the dying, you have this answer from spirit that's like, this is why you lived, and this is the whole point. I hope I have that actual answer, or like just some type of like conclusion. I don't even know what I'm saying. Well, do I think he will? Oh, I lost the comments. Whoa, so many comments, sorry. You become dirt and help plants grow. Yeah, you do become dirt. Your body becomes dirt, but I do think your soul goes somewhere and becomes something else, or I don't even know. Sorry. I'm trying to read. Oh, Unreal. Oh, I'm so behind on Unreal, guys. It's Unreal. I'm really behind. I've only watched up to episode 2 when I was with Jeffrey in Vancouver. So I got to catch up on that. Thanks for reminding me. You should do that later, writing it down. Unreal. And what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, Galapagos Island trip. Okay. Do I like Taylor Swift's music? Yes. More so like the last 2 albums. I don't really like Bad Blood or like that other one. But yeah, I wish, oh, man, I really wanted to go to the Taylor Swift concert, but I didn't get to go. I also wanted to go to the Justin Bieber concert when Phoebe was here, but it was sold out and I didn't get to go. I'm not going to sing for you, sorry, but I am afraid of singing. Like, actually, if you're like, how does that song go? Sing it. Like, no, I won't do that. Kyle Lee asked if I smoke pot regularly. So here's what I'll tell you about that pot smoking. Okay, so I stopped smoking pot when I lived in Vancouver in like 2007 because once I moved out west and I smoked pot from there, I was having terrible fucking episodes and like feeling sick and stupid and all these things. So I quit and I was like, I'm never smoking drugs ever again. Well, pot. I mean, I don't do any other drugs. So I'm never doing pot again. And then in the last couple of years, living here, my 2 friends, they smoke pot. And here and there, you know, couple little, like, whatevers. And never got that high. And still didn't like it. I don't like inhaling smoke. It makes me feel awful. Then I used a vaporizer when I went to Palm Springs with Jeffrey 2 years ago. And that was okay. I was like, cool, like this is a lot easier on my lungs. But I didn't even get that high. I had like a mellow high. I could handle that. Cool. So I've only smoked up a couple of times in the last couple of years. Like maybe like 4 times, 5 times. Then when John and I went to Portland, and this is something you did not see, because I was trying to be like, oh, and I smoked that joint in Vancouver, yes. And I like was like, maybe I shouldn't have shown that on my channel because like what if young people watch and like what if that's like bad, but I didn't really care. Anyways, then we went to Portland and it's legal in Portland to smoke and purchase marijuana. So John and I were like, well, we're in Portland, we should go to a dispensary and get some pot. So we went and got some pot And I told the guy at the dispensary, I'm like, I don't really smoke pot, so like be careful what you give me. And I didn't understand what any of the things were. Like I don't know anything about pot culture. So like I know there's edibles and oil and whatever, but I didn't know what all the names of the different types of marijuana were on the board. So I was like, I don't know what to get. So he's like, cool. And this guy was like helping us out and like giving us stuff. And so John and I smoke we got a half-gram joint and we smoked like a little bit of it. I took like 3 tokes of this joint. And then I was fucked out of my mind. And I obviously didn't vlog it because that would be inappropriate. But I'm telling you what happened because here we are. And I had the worst trip of my life in Portland. I went to the art museum. I was slipping in and out of dimensions. I didn't know who I was or who John was for a moment. I was experiencing what it would be like to have Alzheimer's. And then the weirdest part is in the exhibit, like walking through the gallery after I had this Alzheimer's episode, there was an Alzheimer's exhibit put on by Alzheimer's patients in the museum. So I was freaking out and tripping out in the museum. And I saw a brochure about Alzheimer's and like how to deal with Alzheimer's. And I thought I was going to have Alzheimer's or that I'm going to get Alzheimer's. And I was like, yeah, I was in complete panic mode, losing my shit. I go through like, let's say there's like, I can only describe it like this. There's a wheel, and on this wheel is every emotion that you're, able to experience as a human. And I experienced every single one, flipped in and out, in and out, in and out, like from like pure ecstatic joy to like pure panic, and like thought I was falling through the floor, couldn't walk, was like, probably looked like I was on crack in the middle of the museum. And John was laughing because he thought I was so funny. And then also I was getting panicked because I thought, God, if he's as high as I am, we're going to lose it. Like, we're going to have a real problem on our hands here. So he was actually fine, but he was really high too. And then it was not fun. No, it wasn't sort of fun. There was like one moment where I had a lot of fun for like a split second, and the rest of it was awful. And then it lasted so long. And we went back to our Airbnb and I had a nap, and when I woke up I was still kind of high, but not like that trippy trip mode high that I was in. And what I realized after, so here's the explanation for why I got so high, was that, and I don't know who knows about weed and stuff like that that's listening, but like there's a compound called THC, which everybody knows about, and then there's a compound in the marijuana called CBD. So the guy that we were staying with at the Airbnb actually explained this to me because he was growing pot in his backyard. And he's like, oh my God, you guys must have smoked something with super high THC. And we looked at the little thing that it came in, and it was like 27% THC. And he's like, that amount of THC is like a psychedelic drug. And he's like, look, what I'm smoking, it's like 3% THC and 16% CBD or something like that. And he's like, it's the CBD that makes you more like calm and whatever. But if you already have an active mind, which I do, it was going a mile a minute and I couldn't even like control it. So after that episode, I said, I'm never smoking pot or doing any drugs ever again. I don't like that feeling of like being so out of control. And anyway, so my plan is to never do any drugs again. Will that actually happen? I don't know, but for now, I'm just not doing any because I don't really want to. And then, of course, I was talking about ayahuasca recently, and I just feel like I don't know. I have like really vivid visions all of the time in meditation, and I have interesting heightened experiences in my everyday life, I feel like, because I'm very self-aware and very like sensitive to energy. So I feel like to be put on a hallucinogen or a psychedelic will only make that and manifest that too deep. Like, I'm not supposed to go that deep. So I'm a little bit worried about that, and especially in thinking about doing ayahuasca, if I ever do, it freaks me out, and I don't want to be in a room where I like shit and puke into a bucket and like be confronted with all of my deepest, darkest demons. But that being said, I feel like I can get to similar places, but in a more controlled environment by doing Reiki. And like, I'm going to see this shaman on Wednesday, which I probably will tell you about on my YouTube channel. But this shaman I'm going to see on Wednesday, I don't even know what's going to happen. Like, I don't even know what she's going to do. But she's going to clear some energy or read me, or I don't even know. I don't even know what a shaman really is. But anyway, it came up through a contact of mine, and I was like, I feel like I should go see this shaman, so I'm going to go see this shaman. And I feel like just doing that without the use of substances is like very important and interesting, and I don't need to like do drugs. But like my friends do shrooms and whatever, and I just don't do it. Like but it's really annoying. Like I went camping with my friends last summer and they all did mushrooms and I did not, and I wanted to fucking kill them. They were literally the most annoying. And I had to like keep it all contained that I thought they were so irritating. Okay, that was a big ramble. Thanks for listening. Ree said, sounds like more like a different kind of consciousness to me. Oh yeah, I felt like I was not even on this planet when I was tripping out, and it was bad. And also I was talking about time travel, which is funny. I had a weird time traveling experience because I was slipping in and out of these dimensions when I was high, and John would like say something and I'd be like, what are you talking about? And I thought John was like the third version. You know when you time travel? Well, we don't time travel, but like when you watch things about time travel, they're like, don't interact with yourself because it'll screw shit up. Well, I was having this weird trip that like there was another version of us in the gallery and that we were the ones that were interfering with the timeline by getting high. And like, it felt real, like it was a real thing that was happening. And so even now that I'm not high and I'm just telling you the story, I feel like it really happened that way. I don't doubt for a second that what I experienced was actually a real thing and that I was not supposed to feel that or see that. You know when you time travel. Yes, you know when you time travel? So I've time traveled, basically, is what I'm saying. Oh my God. Okay. I came in at the end of that story. I guess you guys will have to watch this back later to hear that friggin' me getting high story, because I'll probably never tell it again. Okay, how awesome is your mind? Yeah, it's a little nuts. Okay, when are you coming to San Francisco? Asked Jasmine. I love San Francisco. I went there once a long time ago, and I need to go back with John because we didn't go together. So one day, thoughts on alcohol. So I do drink alcohol, which is very obvious if you watch my videos. And I also have gone through spells where I'm like, oh, I shouldn't like drink. I need to quit alcohol. Like I don't have a problem. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't even drink that much. But I'm so sensitive. Like everything I do, I feel like 1,000 times. Like it just really impacts me. Like, you know how like for instance, watching Chelsea a lot, who I love, and she talks about how much substances she does and how much she drinks and how it doesn't even affect her. Like she's like, I can't even get drunk anymore. I'm so immune to getting drunk. I get everything like so hard, and like it really affects me for like a couple days. I feel sick and like I get really bad hangovers. Not all the time. I probably drank a lot, like twice in my life and never had a hangover, but every other time I'll have like one drink and I'll have a hangover. So #Wine Wednesday. I like drinking. I always know what's happening when I'm drinking. Even when I was in high school and I got super wasted, where the room was spinning and I threw up, I still knew what was happening. I've never blacked out. I've never had stuff happen where I'm like, that didn't happen, and it did. Like, I know what's going on when I'm drunk. Whereas when I do drugs, I feel like, holy crap, what is even happening? So, what was I saying? So, you know, I don't know, alcohol is legal and people abuse alcohol because it's, well, I don't know why, because we all abuse things. But anyways, I go through episodes where I'm just like, I just should stop drinking. It's probably not healthy for me. It's probably like, I think doing this stuff really is not good for our bodies and our brains, but like people live really long lives and they do lots of bad things. So it's like, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Sometimes I think that like me drinking might be a block to like becoming really like connected with spirit. Like sometimes I think it's just like, it's like an ego thing. Like drinking is an ego thing. It's like a social thing, makes you feel cool, like fit in, whatever. And like sometimes when I'm at places, I'm like, I need a friggin' drink because I can't even deal with these people. Like I have those feelings all the time. That's why I drink, because I'm like around people, they're drinking, I want to drink, and it sucks. And I know I used to date a straight edge guy, and he was like, I don't care if I'm sober around everybody. And I'm just like, I can't be. Like, I need to drink if everyone's drinking. I can't deal with it. So, anyway, sometimes I like drinking, sometimes I don't. So I really have this like love-hate with drinking alcohol. Sometimes I like to just come home and have a glass of wine, like no big deal. But then I have a hangover the next day, and then I'm like, why did I do that? Like, I should just drink green juice all the time because it makes me feel better. So it's more of like a, you know, it's almost the same thing like eating meat and dairy, where you're like, oh, but I just want it. And then you realize like the bad effects of it physically, emotionally, and everything, that you're like, no, I gotta give this up. And I'm just not at the point of wanting to give up alcohol. I think maybe that could happen sometime in the future, but I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, yeah, alcohol lowers your vibration. I know what you're saying, and I definitely agree with you. And I'm just not there yet. I'm still going to drink a little bit here and there because but what do you do when you actually like drinking? Like when I had that beer in my what I ate in a day, my beer and pasta, I loved drinking that beer. So I want to do what I want to do, you know? And I didn't have a hangover after that. I felt fine the next day. That green juice 24/7 will lead you to drink. Yeah, you're right, Crystal. If I drank green juice 24/7 or every day, which I don't, eventually I'd be like, I really feel like a glass of wine. Like, oh, here's a good question from Rose. Lauren, what's your advice on working a job that you hate? Okay, well, I've worked many jobs that I hated, and I think I talked about this on my channel. But, so if you hate your job, that's not good. It's not healthy mentally. It's not good for you physically. Your emotions are affecting your physical body. But it won't last forever. And now that you're aware that you hate your job, you need to be empowered enough and aware enough to make a change. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not the next day, but eventually you will make a change. And so I've been in these places where I've hated my job, but I just focused on what I did want to do. So I'm like, you have to recognize that where you are right now it's not like you're stuck. You're not going to be there forever. You have all the self-empowerment. You have all the power to make a change in small little ways. So you have to start, first of all, visualizing what you do want, which is like, what do I want? Where do I want to work? Where do I dream of working? What's my dream job? What's my ideal situation? What do I actually want? Start visualizing that, start talking about that, start writing it down in a journal, start picturing yourself doing that instead of focusing on you at your job that you hate. Stop focusing on how much you hate it, because that's only attracting more of what you do not want. It is. And get yourself unstuck out of this negative thought pattern about how much you hate your job. Don't talk about how much you hate your job with all your friends and your employees. Just talk about something else. Talk about something you like, whether that's a TV show. Talk about anything else. Just something that you actually like. Stop talking about stuff you don't like. Talk about something you do like. And then start visualizing what you actually want. And kind of, this is not a cop-out, but the rest of it takes care of itself. As long as you focus your thoughts in that direction, you will start to see actual physical manifestational changes in your life. And it's just about controlling those thoughts. And so I was in lots of jobs that I hated. And when I was in this job that I really hated, that's when I ended up getting my TV job, because I changed my thinking. And I took little steps here and there to be proactive to make that dream happen. So I applied for a TV show. I made an audition tape, even though my day-to-day life was working in sales, carrying a briefcase, driving around in a Mini Cooper like a douche, going to sales calls. I was still on the weekends, watching much music, and saw this TV show posting and sent in a demo tape that my ex-boyfriend helped me shoot. And, and then I put it out in the universe, and then I got that job and I moved to Vancouver. Honestly, that took a long time. That was a long time coming, but that's what happened. And I worked so many jobs that I hated, and I would just move from one job to the next, hating. Also, try to focus on a couple things that you actually might like about that job. You might hate it, but is there somebody you work with that you really like? Is there something about the job that you like? Like for me, I hated my sales job and I hated the company and the people that I work with, but I really liked the day-to-day interaction and actually talking to people when I went to sales calls. I really liked interviewing people and talking to them. And so I focused in on that. And then, of course, that's what ended up becoming my job as a TV host, is I got to interview people and talk to them. And that's my favorite thing to do, is talk, which I think is pretty obvious. I'm also glad I ended up on YouTube. Thank you for saying that, Crystal. Okay, I've been on here for about an hour, so I don't think I should go much longer, because that's a really long video to now live on my channel, a 1 hour long video, right? So I think I might need to log off in 5 minutes. Who won the last challenge on Hot for Food? I think John did. I think it's actually, let's check. I think it's super high for John right now, because everyone thought I was a bitch. So Hot for food challenge. Oops. Here's the breakfast challenge. Breakfast challenge. Oh, it's gonna make a lot of noise. I gotta play it. Mute. Okay. Where did I put my chat window? Ah. Did you laugh at all the drama in the comments that went on in the last challenge? Yes. So that morning when I posted it and I saw all the comments, I was like, oh, and then I like got like kind of depressed for like 1 second. But then I let it go and went about my day and thought, who the hell cares? People are watching, so who cares? And then I realized, or no, and then the next day in the afternoon, I looked back at it and I was like, oh my God, look at everybody defending me in the comments. And then I was actually reading them, laughing out loud. And I was just like, everyone's complaining that I'm complaining so much. Like, it's so ironic. So who cares? Don't read the comments. It's always brutal. But what was I gonna say? I do read the comments on my channel because you guys ask good questions and I want to respond to you. So Haley said, what drama? Well, everyone thought I was being a bitch and like being mean to John in the video. So everyone started like saying, oh my God, are you on your period? Which that friggin' turned into a mess because anytime you say that about a woman, well, feminism. So everyone got on everyone's case about it. And literally I just sat back and scrolled and laughed and whatever. But you know what the stupid thing about this is that what was I gonna say? The stupid thing about this is, oh yeah, because I said, oh, both our recipes are shit, everyone just agreed with me. It's like I literally could tell you what to think. If I didn't say that, no one would have thought it looked like shit. Everyone would have voted for my omelet or like voted for John's. Like, but I actually thought, so I was actually having a hard time that day because we had just come back from traveling and I was, whatever, I couldn't get in the groove. So we were having a little bit of a hard time getting that video completed and I wasn't very inspired by our cooking that day. And that's why I said, oh, I think they're both shit, like as a joke. And I left it in because sometimes I just think I'm funny, even though maybe I'm not. And then, of course, because I said that, everyone agreed with me and my negative comment. So I don't even care. At the end of the day, everybody watched it and voted, so it doesn't really matter. Did John read the responses? Yes. John thinks it's hilarious. And he was just like, don't worry about the comments. And he even said, people are going to defend you, like give it a day. And honestly, you cannot, for anyone who's on the internet putting themselves out there, you cannot pay attention to the comments and the haters because who the hell cares? Like, everyone's so uber sensitive. Like, it blows my mind how sensitive people are when it's just entertainment. We're just creating entertainment. Like, you know, leave it alone. So just don't worry about it. Like, I know it gets to some people and they can't handle like hearing a really bad comment about themselves, but like, honestly, like, just believe in what you're doing and like focus, again, kind of like what I was saying about that girl that asked about her job that she hates. Like, don't focus on the negative. It seems like it's negative if you focus on the 2 comments that are negative, but honestly, whatever. Now, if I literally look at the comments, there are more people coming to my defense and more positive feedback on that video than there are negative. But I could sit there and focus on all the criticism and then be like, I feel sorry for myself. But like, there's so many more positive comments and there's always something positive to focus on. So if you just focus on that, your brain will think everything's fine. So you kind of you have to trick yourself basically until you get used to the habit of focusing on the positive. Am I that person? Absolutely not. I was bothered by it at first, but like, you know, I had to let it go. And so I'm not always like the best at manifesting or like focusing on positivity. Like, I totally get into negative headspaces and go like, why the fuck is this happening? And what the fuck is that person's problem? Blah, blah. Like, John will never talk about this on the internet, but like, John could tell you how negative I can be. But I also can be positive, and we all have this capability. And like, you just have to keep it in check and keep it in balance. It's like I go through a negative period and then I go through a positive period, and it's always going to be up and down. And you just need to be self-aware. That's all that matters. And you just need to believe in yourself. It sounds cheesy, but you just have to believe in yourself, because only you know what's best for you and nobody else. So it doesn't matter if somebody thinks I'm a bitch, or somebody thinks I'm being mean to John, or if John's gay, or whatever the fuck, because they don't know anything, and they're just imposing their own perception and impression on what they think is going on. And yes, you do know a lot about my life, but you don't know everything. And you don't know everything about John and I. You only know what we show you. I mean, that's just the reality of this. I'm trying to make it as real and as open and as honest as I can, but I also have to have some personal things that I just don't share. And I really don't think that, like, what I know I was going to say. Sorry, I forgot my last point, but I think I made my point. Okay, hot for Lauren. Actually, we were going to make hot for John shirts, because I feel like people like side with John, like Team John, hot for John. And also, on YouTube, 50% of the content is boring and 80% of the comments are useless and mean. Pretty much. Okay, am I still doing Soul 7? Yes, I'm doing Soul 7, and I went there the other day and I feel a lot better after going to Soul 7. So basically I came back from travels. I was all discombobulated because the energy that gets attached to me when I travel, I think, is not good. And I didn't get regrounded. And then we shot that breakfast challenge and we rushed it. And I think I was just all discombobulated. So I needed to get back on track, and I couldn't, and I felt stuck. And so I went to Soul 7 and I got re-energized, as you saw in my Instagram video where I was getting light therapy and sound therapy. And I feel a lot better. And I've been doing the 21-day meditation with Oprah and Deepak Chopra, and I feel better. And I'm feeling a little more centered and grounded. And so I'm going to go to the shaman on Wednesday and see what else happens with that. And I just need to, like, do those things. I forget, you know, I get all caught up and overwhelmed when I start working too much and I start caring what other people think. And then I go, hold on, and I got to check myself before I wreck myself. And I got to meditate, and I got to read books, and I got to journal, and I got to go to Soul 7 or do something, or like go to yoga. Like, I have to do these types of things to, like, get me back in check, because I do tend to, like, and I think everyone does. I think even like the most enlightened whatever people, even like Oprah, like, that's why daily practice is so important. And I don't do daily practice. Like, I go in phases where I'm like, here's my morning routine and my daily practice, and then I forget for like a month. So that's what's been happening lately, because I got so busy that I just wasn't in my routine and like keeping myself grounded. And so I'm coming back to that. And once you have stopped doing that stuff and then you do it, you quickly realize, oh yeah, that's why I do that. So you just have to, even if you're in a funk, whatever, just like do it. Meditate for 5 minutes and you'll feel and see the difference. And then you'll go, okay, cool. Got to get back into that. And so actually doing this 21-day meditation with Deepak and Oprah, check it out, because it helps you. It's like an app on your phone. And then every day there's a new meditation to do. And this 21-day one is called Getting Unstuck. Where is it? It's called Getting Unstuck. Creating the life you deserve, or something like that. Anyway, it's really good. The mantras are really good. I love listening to Oprah, so it helps me feel better when I listen to Oprah talk about her journey and whatnot. Oh, I don't want to leave you guys because everybody has so many questions, but I think that I should log off. Is that okay? Is that okay? There's a tornado warning, Kim, in northern Maine. Oh no. Someone from Kuwait, hello. I will do everything of getting into witchcraft. Well, I don't really know. I feel like all this meditation, new age stuff is somewhat witchcrafty. Like, me and my friends always joke that we are witches. Like, everybody's magical, everybody's a witch. It's not a bad thing. Everybody has all these magical abilities and all this power, but like, some people don't believe that, so they don't get to turn theirs on. But everybody has magic and everybody is powerful. So you just got to tap into it. So getting into like witchcraft, or like, my friend's calling me. I can't answer right now. She always calls me when we're live, Natalie. I'm not calling her right now. Okay. Okay, but yes. Occult and witchcraft, I probably won't get into that. Oh God, I gotta decline this, sorry. I probably won't get into like occult and witchcrafty things in the traditional sense, like the movie The Craft, like doing spells and things. But, you know, having daily mantras and reading prayer or mantras or like intentions is kind of like reading a magic spell. So it's kind of the same thing. But anyway, sounds like you are a natural witch. Totally. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this live stream. I wanted to do this since I didn't post a vlog today, and you guys came at me with so many great questions and love, and I love you, and you guys are so much fun, and I love you a lot, and I'm so glad that you're watching. And I guess this will be uploaded on my channel if you want to come back and listen to my story about tripping out or any of those things I talked about that you maybe have missed, or the fact that I'm doing a cookbook. I talked about that early on in the live stream. Thanks for watching. I'm going to stop the broadcast now. Bye.